Hello again, everyone. Uh, Needless to say, there's a bunch of good news to talk about, but for now, I will just say happy 250 subscribers. We're doing much better than before. I'll go ahead and flash the current subscriber total on screen, but in the interest of crunching the intro as short as I can, we're gonna handle all of the meta stuff during the ramble sections. We're just gonna focus on the tasks for now. Task 1, in interest of finishing the remaining towers, we are gonna have to spend some time gathering the glass in order to gathering sand in order to smelt it into glass. Look at that time loss. Quite a bunch of it. We're just gonna make a couple shovels and dig until they break, and that'll be sorted. Task number 2. Not quite happy with the tower design. If it's the best I can come up with, that's fine, I suppose. But I'm gonna spend some time to rework it, probably add some wood into the structure. Maybe I'll even, while I'm digging up more sand, go out of my way for clay to make more bricks, see how that treats me. Especially since the plan is ultimately to replace a lot of the stone I used for the tunnels with deep slate fanciness, especially bricks and or tiles. So I'm thinking there's something there, and we're definitely reaching deep slate in this video. So that's double whammy. Task number 3, of course, once we finish refining the design and gathering the materials we'll need, we just finish the remaining towers. And task number 4, which is something that's going to be going on the whole time, but of course, something to focus on once everything is done, keep going deeper until we make it to the end. And then, all the way back up again. I was about to clap, but I keep remembering how much of a pain that is. Alright, that'll be enough out of the intro. Let's move on to the video. Minus a preview segment if I decide to do that. Still contemplating it now. Moving on. Hey, previews after the fact. So I decided to handle the previews a bit differently. Instead of going over everything in one big chunk between the intro and the proper video, so to speak, I decided that I would handle the tasks as I've managed to do them. In this case, since they're all actual tasks, I can just show you. First task was gather a lot of glass. I got a lot of glass. Should be more than enough to finish what I need to. Alright, now on to the next proper section of video, and then we'll go ahead and put in another preview where I feel it's relevant. See you then. Oh, and one more thing. Huh, I didn't know they sold potions of invisibility. Well, I don't think I really have any use for it, but I'll keep that in mind. Well, it's not as much as I hoped for, but honestly, I do think that might be enough to finish the rest of the towers, especially if I'm creative in reworking the design. I'll have to think about it more. Bit out of order, but considering how things actually turned up, we'll go ahead and give you a preview as part 2 on task 4. We managed to dig deep enough to seal off this corner entirely, which I am very happy with. Sometimes there's axolotls here. I don't see any now, but you see them up to their shenanigans a few times during the video. I should probably make sure to bucket one up at some point before I erase this bit entirely. Axolotls will still spawn beyond the wall, of course, but it will be a shame to miss the opportunity when it's so close. Oh, while I'm here, I might as well also show. I don't open it yet, and you'll see by the fact that it is not open, but I did, in fact, discover another geode. We should be opening it next video. Also nearby, some kind of monster cave. Whether it's a spawner or just a dark space, I don't know. But I reckon we'll discover it once we open the geode because, well, I'm not sure it's the case for every geode. Every geode that I found so far has a bit of it naturally open to some other natural cave entrance. So there will probably be some of that deeper in there. Oh, and one more thing. Well, it only took uncovering just one more layer, but we found our way in. Or should I say, our way out, which we need to seal up now. I would have preferred it to go all the way to the corner, so that I could have mirrored it there, but hey, what do they say? Don't let perfect be the enemy of good. Well, no time like the present. Let's get started on that now. It's a rather big and ugly thing, but no different to the ones I've made before. Alright, let's fix up this pickaxe before I move on with other things now. Funny thing that I noticed. See how I'm more or less perfectly in the center of all these ladders? Look at me, I'm flying. As long as I don't come out of any of the corners, I don't actually have to worry about falling down here. I guess that's why a couple of mishaps that I had before didn't turn out as badly as they could have. Well, moving on. Well, hello. If I'm not mistaken, that's basalt. Which means there's another geode here. Or at the very least, a strong hint of one. I'm not going to go out of my way for it right now, but that is relieving. I'm only realizing now that that geode is actually pretty close to the geode that was here. I wonder if they spawn relatively close together. Something to think about because I'm not looking it up. The mines have spread to the wooden wall. Not sure how I feel about that, but I suppose I'll just leave it there for now. It's nice to see that ladders don't stop the rain from falling down. I really should get on that, but I need to smelt more materials first. You weren't here before. Well, have fun. And now there's 4 of you? What? There was only 1 of you a moment ago. I wonder if I could get a blue one. Oh, some other time. I think you can only get blue ones on purpose. I don't think they spawn naturally. And here I was thinking I wouldn't get glowstone until I headed to the nether. Huh. So there is a limit when it comes to buying things. Or, you know, a door? A dark oak door. What? Sure enough. I don't know how, or even why, but for some reason the zombies just decided to randomly break this door. How baffling. Like, they couldn't have even gone after anyone there. I wasn't there. The wandering traders were over there. I don't even know if they go after pillagers, but they're over there. How strange. Still, the fact that they can break down doors on hard mode just makes it that much more important why I have so many of them in place. So more than one door was destroyed. That's so weird though. Like, both doors that were destroyed were over there, and I've checked everywhere else. There ain't anywhere else that had destroyed doors. And yet the one door that I found was over here. There is physically or practically no way a zombie would have naturally path found a way from there to all the way over there. Especially without going inside and breaking the doors all along the way. How strange. Still, I only found one, and the fact remains that there's a hole. Do I have a spare? Thankfully, I do. I didn't ever intend to do something like this. But hey, doors come in sets of 3, so it isn't too terrible. Guess there was a dark spot left behind. Hopefully I covered it just then with that torch, but still, now I have to wonder. What happened to the axolotls? There was 1, and then there was 4, and now there's none. Well, then there was 1 again, and now there's none. Weirder and weirder. No, I don't think they would have fallen. They seemed pretty keen on staying in or near the water. I just don't know. Well, whatever. Let's empty the coffers one last time, finish this layer, and then get to refining the design. I actually really like how these trapdoors don't block light at all. So, in the daytime, the ladders are completely lit, but during the night like this, they go dark. Probably an OSHA violation. Huh. Okay, so that confirms it. Even when they're not aggressive, the golems will still go after them. So they did get hurt from Enderman. I swear though, that wasn't how it was before. Or maybe I just got unlucky and didn't catch it at the time. Well, they dispatch them very quickly if they actually get close enough to hit them. If anything, the reason why they haven't been taking more damage is because of the snow golems. I guess their projectiles cause them to teleport away as if it was an arrow, and that doesn't actually aggro them, unless, of course, they're already hostile. You are playing with fire, Dawn. And now there's two of them, and one of them's a little one. Which is weird, because there's only one potential parent here. Some things are just beyond me, I suppose. Now, I did do the best that I could. Again, I can't finish it entirely until I get down to Deep Slate, so I have the materials to fully incorporate the design, but incorporate probably isn't the right word, but this is what I ended up with. Now, I do think this is an improvement to what I had before, but I'm still not happy with it. I think if we replaced the bricks and the polished andesite with deep slate stuff, that it would look better. But I'm still not keen on it. And since I wasn't sure of the design yet, as you can probably guess, I did not then continue to build the other towers. Though I do have the materials to do so, at least if I was going to continue with this palette. But again, want to save that for Deep Slate, so that'll be for the next video. That said, on with this one. One more thing. Alright, let's see if we can't refine this design. And I have the 4 blocks that I have for my current palette. Unfortunately, I couldn't get to Deep Slate like I originally hoped, so the final renovation will have to wait until the next video. But honestly, the fact that I would have to renovate the whole tunnels, yeah, I don't mind that being the next video's goal entirely. Where to start? First, let's undo this mistake. Silk touch really comes in handy. Ah, dang it. Alright, cue the voiceover. Hello, welcome to the voiceover. I did intend to start this a few seconds earlier, but I actually said it in the live segment, so gotta start it now. And admittedly, I did also consider leaving this to be another ASMR bit. Traffic never lets up. Anyway, to be another ASMR bit, but I figured for the occasion that I really should actually speak up here. So, 250 subscribers. It's been a long while getting this far, and we need to go much further still. But let that not dilute the achievement that it is to get this far at all. It might be halfway there to basic monetization, and halfway there to full monetization, but it's still one heck of an achievement. And nobody can take that away from me. Or from y'all for getting me this far. Thank y'all once again. It's been quite a journey getting here, needless to say. I can't exactly tell you when I managed to get all these subscribers, it's data that's hard to keep track of except during the moment. I can tell you what YouTube Studio says, but even that's not the full story. I can tell you that I made the most subscribers still to this day from that first video so long ago when I first celebrated having 10 of you guys around here. And now here we are at, shoot, what would it be, 25 times that number? Sure hope I didn't misplace a zero. Yeah, a bit, 25 is correct. A little bit more since we're at 255, but semantics. One heck of a journey. It's been slow. I'm not going to deny that. After that video, I'd be lucky to get 1, 2, maybe 10 over the course of the year. A lot of that is my fault. Now I realize I wasted momentum that I could have used. I didn't stick to one niche. I looked everywhere trying to find something, metaphorically of course, but when I did actually stumble upon something, it wasn't something I ended up sticking with. And even when I did stick with it, either because I didn't do it consistently enough or because I hopped around a bit, so to speak, whenever I did come back to it, it didn't give me the same response as before, so I gave up on it. Do regret that now, but hey. In the end, I think getting here was a journey that I needed to take. If I knew 1 year ago what I knew today, yes, I did actually say it the right way around this time. If I knew 1 year ago what I did today, would I have been able to get here much faster? As I said before, nobody can truly answer that question. It's one I ponder over, and it will stress me out if I let it, but I don't let it, so I don't think about it all that hard. Thinking is something that you regret not doing enough in the past. It's something that you resolve to do more in the future. Actually use those brain cells you've got. Or I've got, in this case. Where do we go from here? That question is rhetorical, of course. Fact of the matter is, it's both too simple and too complex to really get into. Simple answer is, we'll keep going as we've always done. Slowly unravel more of that story, eventually get more art on the thumbnail, though far more sporadically than before. Please understand that. Continue getting better at music. I do think the last tune was a bit of a banger, even if I do say so myself. Don't know how this tune will go because I've since changed to recording the voiceover before I start making the music, so that I can properly balance all of the voice lines first, and then I add in the music to make sure everything is audible, even if that does mean that I have to make the music quieter or my voice louder. But I prefer doing it all at once, so voice and then music. But now I'm getting sidetracked again. Then again, that isn't such a problem as it normally would be, because I do have a lot more ground to cover in terms of this voiceover length. And I figure, hey, if there's any time to ramble, it would be a celebration, no? As for what comes next, though, that's tricky. Obviously, I would appreciate even more subscribers. Please subscribe if you haven't already, needless to say. But otherwise, it's a bit of a tricky situation. Overall, what I'm doing is just what I've always done. I'm surviving. Eking out the resources I've got before so that I can keep doing just that. Surviving, hoping that one day I can turn this into an income, and it will be a pittance at first, but even a pittance means that I wouldn't just be wasting, I wouldn't just be, what's the word? Stagnating. That's a word. At the very least, it means that I would slow the decline. And once I have even a pittance to rely on, then that becomes something that can only grow over time. Of course, I'm being absurdly optimistic here, but the more you have, the more you have. But of course, considering we live in an entropic universe, aka entropy and all that jazz, fact of the matter is that if you aren't gathering resources, as in actively gathering resources, you are losing them. Time, funds, food, heck, even the subtle mental health boost that is this cup of coffee, both the mug and the coffee within it. These all go away over time. And if you're thinking, how's a mug gonna go away unless you drop and break it? The decal on it is starting to fade from the number of times I've washed it. Of course, you could argue that that's quality of the cup, or you could argue that a cup like this was only really ever meant for display and not for daily use. But, that's why I love mugs. Especially, what's the word? Novelty mugs. But a mug is no good if you don't use it. A mug is the ideal. It's not overly fragile because it's a mug, but it's not something that you truly interact with other than, of course, its intended purpose. It's both for looking and for drinking. And I do indeed love that the most. Alright, I have about 5 minutes left. I'm not really sure what to talk about at this point because, frankly, there's nothing else that I need to say. But that said, there is plenty that I can still say, and when I asked around my friends, a lot of them enjoyed my rambling. I hope you all do too, needless to say. But if you don't, the second portion of the building segment after these 5 minutes are up and we go to the live segment will be ASMR. Though that's not in consideration to y'all, admittedly. It's just because when I eventually type all this up, I want to give myself a little bit of a break when it comes to subtitles. What to talk about? In case it's not obvious, this is very much being done live. I suppose I can take this time to describe a dream of mine. A simple, if decadent, but also, of course, impossible dream of mine. I dream of an ideal life. And to me, an ideal life should not really take all that much. I dream of waking up for the simple reason that I've slept enough, no matter what hour of the day that happens to be. I dream of taking the time to eat, or if I really want to, and depending on the hour, going ahead and ordering some takeout, though not from an app. They will always rip you off. Ideally, if I do order takeout, it would be from a place that has its own delivery drivers, because sure, you have to pay a fee for it, but they don't have to upcharge you out the wazoo for employing some sort of middleman to do it for them. And after I eat, taking either the time to do so or the money to have it done for me, I will go on about my day, whether it will be for work, ideally with a place that doesn't care what hours you keep as long as you actually do the work that you're assigned. Heck, it could even be this, if this got successful enough, fast enough to matter. And then, after I do my allotted work for the day, I would simply go ahead and just have fun for the rest of the day. Either to relax from the work, or, just for good old entertainment. Heaven knows I haven't had the time to really play anything. I mean, granted, I do keep track of a game or two. Limbus Company, really good. But obviously, that's mostly because I'm a Project Moon fan, though I do recommend it to anyone who might be curious. But I get sidetracked. But I haven't had the time to play a new game for ages. I've got games to play. Heck, friends of mine even gift me ones on rare occasion, but I just haven't had the time to play it. Something else always gets in the way. I suppose, more than anything, I dream of a life that is my own. One that I can work for, and once I'm done working for it, there is a certain time that I have all to myself. If for no other reason than because my own brain insists that I can't relax until all the work for the day is done. Alright, I reckon that's all the time I had for this voiceover. Enjoy the live segment, and then the following ASMR. Oh, and sorry for rambling. I'll try not to let it happen again. It's not bad. I honestly think I was onto something when I decided to go with this half and half look. But it's still missing something. Of course, part of that will be solved when I update the stone to proper bricks or tiles, but I feel like I could be doing more with these corners, but I'm not sure what. What did I do over there? Over there I had bronze end caps. Could I do the same here? But I feel like doing it exactly the same. I could. I definitely could. But I'm not sure if that's what I want. Still, why not? This is meant to experiment, right? Oh, good, I can just wax them in my inventory. That's very handy. Hmm. It's not bad, and I do think this enhances it somewhat, but I can't help but feel that I'm going in the wrong direction here. Hmm. Well, until I'm sure on the design, I'm not going to go ahead and handle the other four edges just yet. If you have any opinions on the matter, do please tell me in the comments below, because clearly my own creative abilities are being stretched past their limit here. That said, I will trust in the editor to cover anything I've missed. And one last touch. Hang on, there's one more thing I want to make. Can't have a cake without candles, right? Can I even put this on? Oh, I can. Nice. Alright, good. But I think... Yeah, I'm pretty sure I need flint and steel to light it. Ah, here's one. Thank you all for 250 subscribers. I have 4 candles here, and I intend to use one of them up for every 250 subscribers after this one as well, with all 4 being used up come 1,000 subscribers. That said, thank you all very much for getting me this far. Let's keep going further still. Back to the video. That said, not just yet. Hug all my golems. Bon. Don. Dally. Dilly. Fair. Fair. Toast to 250 subscribers. Maybe there be many more relatively quickly. Well, I don't expect it, but one can always hope, right? Take care, y'all. See you all in another couple of weeks, barring any other unexpected circumstances. See ya.